To call a spade, Xbox is a weird company. You would think that with everything they have going on, all these studio acquisitions, the most powerful hardware, at least on paper right now with the Xbox Series X, of course, Game Pass being so successful and, games being readily available on the system, you would think that Xbox would be an absolute dominating force in the video game industry, but in reality, they're pretty much the third pillar. They're behind Nintendo and Sony, and of course Nintendo and Sony do drastically different things, but they're definitely behind Sony, who is probably their main direct one-on-one competitor. Now, I like Xbox. I love my Xbox Series X. I play my Xbox Series X a lot. I play all my third-party games on there. I enjoy the controller. I enjoy Game Pass. I enjoy the interface of it. My NBA League Pass is on my Xbox Series X, so I don't want to hear any slander in the comments that RGT doesn't like Xbox. I'm not Dreamcast. No, I'm just kidding. No, I like Xbox, but holy hell, this has to be the most disappointing company because they constantly shift goalposts. They constantly let people down. They constantly change what they said, and it's like, bro, you're the one who said this. That's the thing that drives me nuts about it. They're the ones who set up their own, parameters with this. They're the ones who say when something is going to come out and then it doesn't come out, or it comes out and it's really half-baked. So obviously today we're talking about Starfield. You could read the title. Starfield has gotten yet another delay. And first and foremost, I forgive all of you when I was out there saying Starfield's not coming out in June or before June, because you have to remember, Microsoft did this big presentation where they showcased a bunch of games that were coming out before June. They showed off games like Redfall, Forza Motorsports 8, Starfield. Redfall supposedly is coming out in May. We still have no release date for Forza Motorsports 8, and now Starfield has fallen out of that category. Now, we initially got a first look at Starfield, and this game was supposed to come out in 2022, but it got delayed. Like, it's a Bethesda game. I understand delaying it, but now we're in 2023 and it was supposed to come out before June, and now we have a new release date of September 6th of 2023. Once again, outside of the 12-month window that Microsoft themselves imposed upon us. Now, I like Bethesda games. I have very fond memories of playing Bethesda stuff. Fallout 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. That's a top 20. I would say it's a top 20 game. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, once again, I would put that top 30-ish. Skyrim is a great game. I didn't really like Fallout 4 all that much, but I like Bethesda games. I understand that there is, things that happen within Bethesda games that don't necessarily happen within other games. And back in the Xbox 360 era, back in the Fallout 3 and the Oblivion era, they were the only company that were really making games sort of like that. Obviously, coming over from, a PC pedigree to a console pedigree, they were a company that were making these huge open world games, and no other companies were really making games like those. They kind of set a standard, and then you got other games coming along with, a fantasy theme, games like Dragon's Dogma and, all those sorts of games that came along after the fact. But Bethesda was still kind of like the innovator. But as time has gone on, I feel like Bethesda has lost their luster. Games like Fallout 76 definitely, put a little damper on what Bethesda is doing. Obviously, being purchased by Microsoft was a huge announcement, because now you have games like Starfield that are going to be Xbox exclusive games. But I feel like, and this really, I have to question the leadership at Xbox, because to me, from the outside looking in, this looks like the wild, wild west of game development. It's like, oh, you're working on a game, and when's it coming out? I don't really know. Okay, well, we're going to say it's coming out then, and if, you can't do it, that's cool. We'll just delay it again and again and again. And, certain features aren't going to be in the game that you said were going to be in the game. Oh, no big deal. Oh, we have to delay this portion of the game like we do with Halo freaking Infinite, which should have been, a crown jewel for the Xbox brand. We got to delay certain things. That's fine. That's fine. It's like, who is running this show here? And I have to go back to Phil Spencer. because all of this has to fall on him. All of these games that have been announced for Xbox, your Fables, your Avoweds, your Perfect Darks, we've always been talking about the fact that just gotta wait a little bit longer. You just gotta wait a little bit longer. And I made a video earlier this year talking about that this was kind of like the breaking point for me in Xbox. You know, 2023, you have to deliver on your promises. You have to deliver on the things you have been telling us to wait for years and years and years. And we're not off to the best start. It's March. One of your big games has already been delayed until September, and everyone's excited about this September date. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we got a release date," and I'm like, "We've had a release date previously of 2022, 11/11/2022, and they missed that. And then it was supposed to come out before, June of this year, and they missed that. They need a little bit additional time. They're doing a developer direct." I guess that's the new thing. Nintendo kind of coined something there with the term direct. They're doing a developer direct on June 11th, obviously around E3 time, to I guess re-showcase the game, reintroduce the game to people and get people excited. But I can't help but feel that I can't get excited for it. I can't. Maybe in June I'll get a bit more excited for it when we see the developer direct, and we're just 3 months away from release, because they obviously, you wouldn't think they would change the release date, but there is a chance that they could. I just can't get excited for this game because of the fact that it keeps getting delayed, and it seems like there's something wrong. If something is continuously delayed, you have to question if there's something, wrong with the game. Is this like a Duke Nukem Forever situation where there are core problems within the game? I don't believe that thing that Shigeru Miyamoto said. A bad game is bad forever, but a delayed game could be good. It's like, no, that's not the case anymore. Okay, there's obviously something fundamentally wrong with this game if they're not able to make a release date that you would assume they set in place with themselves. Bethesda does not get the benefit of the doubt in my book. Especially with these big games, especially with, huge open world space games, and everyone that's sort of celebrating that we have a release date now. I have to question your sanity, because it's like, you had a release date last year. It didn't happen. And then they reintroduced a release date of June, before June. It's going to come out before June. I've heard that the game is done. I've heard that the game has been done. If that's the case, why the hell are they delaying it again? I don't know, man. There's something spooky up with Starfield, and I'm not saying that this is like a Cyberpunk situation where I said that Cyberpunk, there was something wrong with Cyberpunk on the consoles, and that's why we haven't seen it, and people wanted to crucify me, and that video got downvoted to hell, and then it turned out that I was completely right. I'm not saying that it's a situation like that, but if you don't think there's something slightly off with Starfield, if you don't think that there's some situation happening at Xbox themselves with a problem with leadership, where we're trying to have this kumbaya, everyone's friends, instead of actually running a business and making sure that your consumers are getting products that you are promising to them to stay relevant in the video game marketplace. If you don't see any of those problems, you must be Ray Charles, bruh. You can get your glasses. Maybe you miss your old glasses. Shout out to Spawnwave. He adopted the no glasses look, and it looks pretty decent. So Starfield's delayed. September 6th. Maybe it comes out. There's supposed to be a developer direct on June 11th, but I have zero faith in this game. I have zero faith in this game actually coming out in September, because, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not getting fooled by this. When the game actually comes out and I could download it on Game Pass, then I'll be happy. But until then, I question everything that Bethesda says. I question everything that Todd Howard says. And you should be questioning what Phil Spencer says, because he's been lying to you for nearly a decade now, and you still slurp it up like Campbell's Chunky. Campbell's Chunky. All right, folks, so those are my thoughts on Starfield. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below. Are you bamboozled by this? Are you shocked by this? Or are you just used to it now because you're an Xbox gamer, and it seems to happen a lot, and it's a damn shame that they don't respect their user base as much as they probably should. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.